Hello. So in this video, we're going to talk about how to make a call using your browser through the IMS. What we're going to cover in this video is, why you would want to make a browser call through the IMS, what you will need to make a browser call through the IMS as far as equipment, and what it looks like in the IMS. We'll also do a short live IMS demonstration at the end. So first, why browser calls? Number one, it takes about half the time to make a browser call through the IMS than it does to make a call the way we're making them now. So it does cut your time in half. It should be a little bit more efficient. It removes your mobile device from the process. So you have unlimited minutes. There's no monthly minute restrictions that might be tied to your mobile phone. You should have better reception if you have a good internet service. We hear a lot of times that an agent's mobile phone doesn't have very good reception in their home, or they live at the base of a mountain and they have terrible mobile reception. This eliminates that, takes the mobile phone out of the equation, and it allows you to keep focus on the leads. It's a hands-free system. Basically click the call button and just listen and talk. So there's no interruptions from incoming text, calls, app alerts, etc. while in the middle of a call. So what are you going to need in order to do this? If you're using Skype or Google Hangouts or any sort of web-based calls, you probably already have this stuff in place, but you need a decent internet connection, good Wi-Fi connection. One thing that we will, I'll show you in a minute, is you'll be able to test, your setup before you start making browser calls in the IMS to make sure it's all set up correctly. Excuse me. You'll need a desktop computer with either with a microphone and speakers attached, a laptop computer, or an all-in-one computer with a built-in microphone or speakers. You can use a tablet device, an iPad or a Surface. Both those have internal speakers and microphones built in. Or you could use a headset. If you have a Bluetooth headset or a wired headset that plug into your computer, that will also work. Something important to remember is that in order to make a browser call through the IMS, you'll need to use Chrome, Firefox, or the Edge browser. Safari won't work. If you're using a Mac, all you need to do is download the Chrome browser and you would be good to go. This program through the IMS will not make browser calls through your phone. It's only available on the desktop version of the IMS. The first question that we've heard on some beta testers with this is that what number will show up when I'm using the browser calling feature on the leads caller ID. It's your main number. It's not your secondary Highgarden or Easy Street number. It's your main mobile number. Will still show up on the leads caller ID. So what does it look like in the IMS? When you log in and you get to the home screen, you'll see a little button up here and it'll say use browser calls. Remember that this will only be displayed on desktops or tablets or laptop type computers. So it won't be an option on a mobile phone. So what you do is you click that button to turn it on, and it turns green, and you'll see a little button named test next to it. If you click on the test button, it opens up an area where you can actually test all of your equipment to make sure it's working correctly before you start. And how you do that is you click the test button, you open up this area, and you can type in any phone number that you want. If you want to call your aunt in a different state, go ahead and type it in there and then click the call button. What you should hear through your speakers or your headset is a phone ringing. Hopefully you'll hear someone answer the phone, and then you can just start talking. And then, if you can hear that person talking to you through your speakers and they can hear you through your microphone, everything's good to go and you're ready to make calls. So here's what it'll look like when you're on a lead. You click the call button, and a little green area will pop up with the lead name, and the phone number, and a couple buttons so you can manage the call. There's a quick link to the lead at the top, so if you're in the middle of calling this particular lead and you want to browse to another lead and look at it while the phone's ringing, and then this particular lead picks up, you can quickly click on that name and go back to the lead. You can initiate a hang up. If you get the person's voicemail and you don't want to leave a voicemail, you can just click the hang up button. You can also mute yourself. If you're in the middle of a conversation, you can click the mute button, talk to your wife, your kids, maybe your manager, but you have the ability to mute and unmute your calls also. When another person hangs up, so let's say you're talking to a lead and they decide to hang up, the call will be ended, and you don't need to click that hang up button. It'll automatically end. You'll hear it through your speakers. The call is ended. Like I said before, you have a quick link back to this particular lead. It's the name of the lead up in the top. So let's say I call in Chris, it's ringing, and I want to look at the other leads on my list while it's ringing. Then Chris answers the phone. I can quickly click his name and get right back to his information. This is another important thing to remember. Anytime your page refreshes, the browser page refreshes, that would cause the call to drop. So you can click anywhere inside of this green area. You can click on different leads, you can open up different browser windows, you can click on the picture of the home down on the right, you can open up the text, send an email, do whatever you want in this green area without losing the call. Now if you go to, on the left hand side, if you want to click on a different list, you're probably going to get a message that pops up in your browser saying if you leave this page, the call will be dropped. So any time that the page needs to do a total refresh, so those links on the left, these links up here in the right hand corner, or the links in the footer will cause a page refresh, and you'll get a warning saying, hey, if you want to load this page, your call is going to be dropped. But anything else you can click on all day long while you're on the phone with your lead. So let's go to an example in the IMS, a live example. You log into the IMS. Up here up at the top, you'll see Use Browser Calls. You'll click that to on. You could test your system if you want to. I know my system's working. If I did want to test it, I could type in my own phone number or a friend's phone number and click call, and make sure that I hear them through the speakers and they can hear me through my microphone. So I'll click on my hot list. I'm using browser-based calls now. I'll call Chris initially. I'm going to pick this first number because this is my own phone, so I'm not exactly sure how the sound will be here. But what I want you to notice is that as the call is being made, I can click around, on this lead to other leads, and then quickly go back to this lead once it gets answered. So right now my phone is ringing. I haven't answered it yet, and I can click around to all these other leads. I can look at the notes, I can look at the houses, do whatever I want here while I'm waiting for this lead to answer. So I'll answer the phone on my mobile device. Hello? Hello? And it comes through my speakers. Everything is working correctly. Now I can see that I'm not on Chris Coupon, so I can go up here to the top, click on my name, and right there's the call that I'm currently on. I'm going to hang this up on my mobile device, and you'll see what happens. So now this call is over. I can quickly go in and update this lead. I can move on to the next, but it stays open with that lead of my last call, where I can quickly go back, click on the name, and try it again, or just find that lead quickly. So that pretty much wraps up how to make a browser call in the IMS. As usual, if you have any questions, please let me know, or any of your managers. Hope it works well for you. Have a great day.